I think one of the hardest parts of being a narcissistic abuse survivor isn't like the grieving period and the heartbreak. While that shit is fucked up, right? It's once you start getting into new relationships, your nervous system be so fucked up and like your trust issues just be all over the place that you have to start catching yourself in new relationships. Like, I'm having moments in my current relationship where I'll get triggered and I have to catch myself. And even though I can't catch myself like perfectly in the moment, right? I'm not human. Oh my God. I'm not human, right? But it takes me about like 15, 20 minutes maybe to come down and kind of like relax and, you know, start seeing things from a grounded perspective. Like, maybe it wasn't you. You know, maybe I'm the problem right now. Maybe I'm over exaggerating or whatever the fuck, right? You know, it's easy to point fingers, especially once you've been through some real toxic shit. You've learned how to trust your instinct and you've learned how to trust your gut, right? But then once you start getting in healthier situations, sometimes that gut instinct isn't your gut instinct, it's a trauma response. You know, something could remind you, or something could be too familiar to what you've experienced, and your guards all automatically go up before you've even actually truly analyzed whether it was the threat we're making it out to be. You know, I believe being committed in a relationship teaches you a lot, right? Because while you're single, while you're isolated and everything, working on yourself like what most people tell you to do, that's good and important while you're trying to get back on your feet, right? While you're trying to find yourself, etc., etc. You guys know what I'm talking about. Where your life is just all the way fucked up. You don't know where you're going. Your emotions all over the place. Then it probably is beneficial for you to be by yourself. But then it gets to a certain point where you're only going to learn how to heal those deep relationship and love wounds until you're in an actual love and healthy relationship. It's like you're not going to ever get to see what healthy love looks like until the day you actually experience the healthy love. Like, I had this girl on a call. She was like, man, I'm never going to date again. You know, like I'm done. And I was like, no, don't do that, because if you do that, then your narcissist won. They won. They get to say that this woman never found somebody else. She could not get over me for the rest of her life. She loved me and I imprinted that woman that bad that she couldn't move on. That's not okay. You don't want to give them that one up. You don't want to give them that much leverage and power over your life that you let the petty actions of them stop you from actually living life. Because if it does, then you're still under their control. They're still winning. So you have to go into that period of isolation, but eventually bounce back. You can't just sit by yourself. You can't just sit all miserable thinking everybody's gonna fuck you up and nobody has good intentions and shit, because that's far from the truth. Very far from the fucking truth. You have to open your energy back up at a certain point. And that's what this is learning, or that's what this is teaching me. You know, luckily I have a decent amount of emotional intelligence, right? To where I can catch myself. I can be like, oh, I'm the problem. You get what I'm saying? Like I can, luckily I've did that work. Because if I didn't do this work, I'd be lashing out on my woman over silly shit. You get what I'm saying? Like I would be coming up as the insecure man that I talk about in my fucking videos. Just truthfully speaking. Because I wouldn't have been at a place to where I can self-correct. I believe being able to self-correct and self-adjust is one of the strongest, most beneficial things most people can do, or most people can have, just as humans. You get what I'm saying? Like, when you can look at yourself and see well, maybe if I was to view it from this perspective, it'll take a little bit of stress off, or it'll take a little bit of weight off the situation. And then actually viewing it from that switch of perspective. Like if you're sitting there thinking about some shit and it's making your chest hurt, it's making you want to crash the fuck out and all this other type of shit, maybe we need to switch the thought. Maybe this isn't the best thing for us to be thinking about right now. You get what I'm saying? Like, and we have to hold ourselves accountable to that and responsible for that. If what I'm thinking right now was causing me to feel like complete shit, then we need to switch the energy. Do I need to go outside? Do I need to go on a fucking walk? Do I need to eat? Cause y'all be starving yourselves and shit. Like, do I need more nutrients in my body? Like, start adjusting, and that's the best thing that you can do in moments where you feel that tense ass energy, because you don't ever want to be in a position where you're self-sabotaging. I think self-sabotage hurts a lot more than just holding yourself accountable, in my opinion. You know, because you don't want to look back and be like, oh, I regret this, I wish I should have did this differently, all this other type of shit. Because that's when you start, that's when life gets kind of heavy, I'm not gonna lie. And then you start trying to go back, you try to make amends, and next thing you know, the situation's already damaged, so now there's more trauma for you to fix on top of what the initial problem was, all that other type of shit, solely because you couldn't stop yourself from self-sabotaging in the process. But if you can, you don't have to go through all of that. If all you have to do is be like, you know what, I was wrong. You know what, maybe I wasn't viewing this right. That's such a lighter fucking energy, man. Like, I'd hate to, like losing a relationship because somebody did some bullshit to you, that's one thing, right? But when you know you lost a relationship because of your own fuck shit, it's like, no. It's like, fuck. Like, because it's like when you ask for something and you're the reason why it gets took from you, it's like, come on, bro. It's like you're the cause of your suffering, and that just hits at your mental. Like, if God gives you the exact shit you asked for, treat it like you asked for it. And I'm not saying that everything's gonna be perfect. I'm not saying that everything's gonna be fucking easy. But fuck, if you know you asked for it, if you know you have something good in your hands, let the pride go. Put the pride to the side and shit like that, and figure this shit out. Act like you have a good person by your side, and they'll reciprocate it. You get what I'm saying? People are human. You gon' fuck up, they gon' fuck up. Fuck ups is normal. Disrespect isn't, though. That's what's not normal. But if you guys are just fucking up, man, figure it out if you know you got a good person on your side. But that's the thing too, y'all gotta really distinguish a fuck up and disrespect. And that's why I said that too. A lot of these people, they just be disrespectful as fuck. That's why they say once you have a good one, keep that motherfucker, because there's not a lot of them out here. A lot of people are just disrespectful. They'll cheat on you, they'll lie on you, they'll manipulate the shit out of you, they'll make everything your fault. Like, so a lot of people are just shitty. We'll acknowledge that. And you got to stay away from people like that, because they mama needed to beat their ass a couple more times, something like that. I don't know. But if you're around somebody who's just making honest mistakes, it's like it's no ill intent. There's no malicious intent behind what they're doing, besides probably they're unregulated, they're overstimulated. This is the first time that they've been faced with this emotion in this particular situation, so they're not sure how to react to it, so they act hastily in the moment, but then they double. You get what I'm saying? Like you can tell when a motherfucker's just making a mistake, because like their character is showing this isn't, they didn't mean to do that shit. When it comes to like the cheaters and stuff like that I be talking about with y'all, Man, that's a character flaw. There ain't no way in hell you followed through the whole process and didn't think at one point that this shit was wrong. That's when it's like, okay, you got to put those guards up, because it's like, there ain't no way in hell you didn't know that this wasn't a problem. But if you could be like, nah, I could see how you probably didn't think that this would trip me out, or I didn't think, you get what I'm saying? Then it's like, all right, you got to give them grace. You got to give people grace where you would want grace. Because I promise you, as a narcissistic abuse victim, we have our ways. We get cold. We could shun. We could block people away from us. We could go into our shell. We have our ways too. And you got to be aware that when our ways come up, we want them to give us grace, like we're not, being this evil, devilish person. We want them to treat us, with some loving too. Right. That's the perspective we got to have. It's not always easy, man. Because I swear, once you done dealt with some narcissistic shit, you don't trust a goddamn thing. You don't trust anything which is valid. Especially when you done dealt with narcissistic family members, friends, relationships, pets. I don't fucking know. You get what I'm saying? Once you've dealt with enough of them, your automatic go-to is, everybody get away from me. I need to go into my energy and ground myself. But sometimes if you have a good support system, the point of that support system is so when you get ungrounded, when things get heavy, you have something to fall back on. So yeah, man, I love y'all. If y'all want to book a one-on-one call with me, go ahead and click that link in the description, and I got y'all. Y'all can also get the books too. They're cheaper. I love y'all, man. Keep working.